Okay, let's see here. Uh, okay, give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm trying to figure it out. I was trying to take down any posts that I might have already shared in the game. Okay, I am totally sorry about that. It was probably buffering, and let's see. So, I think the best thing I can do is try to learn how to be more patient. And I'm just doing streams to try to make some kind of connection with people. So if you're there, I appreciate that you hit the like button. And I know that Betty Spaghetti was just in here a little bit ago, a few minutes ago. Just as soon as she's chatting, I was having some kind of frustration here. Now I think I know what I can do. It does have the ability to start a poll. So let's start a poll again. I'm going to ask this again. Do you like comic books? Start the poll. And I did this earlier. There's a reason I'm asking that question. We don't have to talk about comics, but I'm curious if anybody from Comicscape might show up to talk to me. Which I do plan on not really. This channel, I don't do much of that anymore. I don't talk about comics on this channel, really. I don't talk about my toy action figure collection anymore, which I don't even mess with anymore. I have a bunch of boxes and stuff. Some I've gave away, and a bunch that I still got to send to some people. But anyway. So, I appreciate that anybody is there. If they are there, let's see if we can get some people involved. It'd be cool. And I was looking at the StreamYard thing. I don't know about all that. I can use it. If I use the most basic of it, the free one, I was seeing that it only allows me to stream up to 20 hours using StreamYard for free. Which I know they got to make money, but gosh, I'm not making money. It ain't like I don't make any income off of YouTube or streaming other than when, occasionally some of you guys have sent me something to Cash App or something. And that's not the same as actually making an income at doing it. That's just like people being like I am. Like when I'm not broke and I first get paid at the beginning of the month, if I'm in someone's stream, a lot of times I'll send them a super chat. Might not be much. It might be only $2, but I'll send it to show my appreciation, especially someone I watch a lot, But there's a couple of viewers here that really have looked out for me sometimes, and I appreciate the heck out of that, Heck, what I'm not going to talk about, I don't want to name names, but there's someone from, there's a couple. The only thing that I hate, I do want to say there's something that disturbs me, and, I never mentioned who or whatever, but, last year my Facebook was hacked. My Facebook and Instagram, of course, because that's Meta. So they got into both. They changed the email. And then they proceeded to message people, that I had followed or friends with, trying to get money from people. And apparently there was a couple of people that actually thought it was me and sent them some money. Unfortunately, I didn't have... there's a lot of people that were following me and I followed and was friends with on Instagram and Facebook that I didn't have phone numbers to, that I couldn't personally give them a message. Because I couldn't use anything off of Meta at this point because I was locked out and I didn't know how to figure it out. It seems like a complicated, like if you get blocked out of your own account, it seems like it might be a complicated procedure, especially if you're not verified And then in my case, I don't have an ID. So if they ask me for an ID, I'm verified on X, but I don't have an ID yet. So I'm not like officially fully, which I don't know how much longer I'll stay verified on X because it seems like which I only do the most basic of thing, but that's like $11.99, and I think that's even going up because I saw like where some people are now instead of I guess whatever it was, it's going to be $40 a month if someone's wanting the premium plus. I mean, unless you're, why are you going to pay, like, unless you're a big creator there and making income off of it, there would be no reason, for me, that don't make sense. The reason I even pay for a blue check mark is I do have more reach. I do have, and it's crazy. But, and also, my hope is that at some point it'll be an avenue of, it's to promote the channel, to promote what I do, but I'm trying to do I do some uploading over there that's not on the channel, or I just specifically upload it over there. What my hopes was is if I ever got monetized on X, then I would start probably trying to do some content over there. But to be monetized, they're probably going to want an ID and all that. So, oh man. And I apologize to anybody again if you were here. And what happened was, which I haven't been back on very long. And I really hate that I went live. And then all of a sudden, like Betty Spaghetti was here for a second. And right as she came on, I had screwed up. I was trying to like experiment because I've never done this with trying to do a poll. I think I did that one time, and so now that as soon as I say something, but let me let the dog out of the room. Oh. Okay. Just as soon as I and if somebody shows up on the screen, girl, you want to get out, need to go out of the room. Anyway, so apparently my chat was working earlier, and I didn't know it to the very end before I ended the stream. If you weren't here, the reason I ended the stream was because I had somehow hit ask a question. It popped up here. Oh, it was a Q&A. Is that what I did? That might have been for you guys. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. But this poll is only because I was just trying to see who might be in. If someone shows up that might want to see a couple of comic books, a particular one that I've been talking about today, I was going to show it and let people see it. And I've already discussed it at one point, but that's neither here or there. Let me check my battery too. I got to keep up with battery life, all this other stuff. But, sometimes I hadn't had the bucket in the living room in a while. I've been beating on this a couple of tubs in the living room when I'm sitting in there. And it's not so cold today that I couldn't go in there I could put my little hoodie on and go in there and do my live or videos in the living room. I did the giveaway video in the living room. Sounded like somebody was whining there. Let's see. I thought I heard little big girls. And like I said, there's a reason. Now, if whoever shows up into the chat, if somebody's not, this was just to experiment with a topic. So if enough people, even if nobody wants to necessarily talk about any, you can see out here all the snow already melted. We didn't get but maybe, well, there's a little bit there. Let me go, stop! Oh, stop it! Come here! Get over here! Come on now! Get your butt back over here! Did you just want to come out here just to bark at people? Come on! Let me go get over here. It's too cold to be out here. It ain't that cold, but it's a little bit. Come on back in. Anyway, so, let me, let's see, who is that? I meant to call somebody and stuff. I need to call them in a little bit. I might call them. What are you doing? You want to come back in, baby? Biddy, you want to come back in? It's too nasty out there for you. I agree with you. I agree with you. It's a little, all that stuff melting and wet and nasty, huh? You know what she want? She want to go out there and bark at Cotton Gage out there in the yard. Okay. Okay, now, let's see. Come on, baby, if you want to come in. I'm going to close that a little bit. Okay. Whew. It is a little chilly. Okay, let's see. Hopefully, well, probably the key to the game here is patience. But I have done this sometimes where, man, I could see why. Like, there's been times that I've been doing a stream and 20 minutes goes by and nobody showed up yet. At some point, you got to think to yourself, how much longer can I just stand here and do something or talk and hope someone shows up? That's why usually I beat on the bucket. But I know what we're about to start doing here and what I'm about to do. I guess I'll just start reading something. I'm going to end that poll. We're going to start another poll. Well, stop, Beatty. I just had another question that I want to ask people. I'm not worried about that poll, so we're going to start another one. I'm going to ask a new question. And I might start I might start the comic book poll again. Cause I mean, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I guess nothing. Beat, beat, beat. Oh, beat, 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 beat. Hey, beat, beat, beat. Hey, so Beatty. Yeah, Beatty. He's a Beatty. You ain't so bitty anymore, are you, baby? You old big bitty. Big bitty now. I'm big bitty. Now I have a whole nother reason for asking this wholly different question than do you like comic books, but that's because this is based on Toltec wisdom. And if you don't know what the Toltecs are and you come in and see that question and want to know what a Toltec is, I can talk about it. And then, but like I said, if you're watching, I'm considering starting this over because if you go back in the channel history, which if you were here a little bit ago when I was streaming, oh man, she did. But when I actually started trying to take doing this seriously, before I ever hit 100 subscribers, and I shouldn't say I, but we, because this is a community. It's not just about me, even though I'm the one on video and I'm the one usually doing a stream. But eventually, I hope to have more people involved in whatever this becomes, or that would be the vision. And it's not just my hope. I think that what guides me has shown me that a long time ago. Whether I ever get to where I think I might be going, I don't know. You girl. But hey, so yeah. But so before I was ever, this channel was at 100 subscribers, I read this book over a year's time or so. It about took, because if you read it every day, it should be, because it's daily meditations. So it's like for every day of the year. It doesn't have a date or nothing, but it's, you got. But I attempted to make a playlist for this book at one point, and all I think I've put on there is about one or two videos because I have to travel. I don't know how, like, if there's a way for me to just go all the way back to the beginning of my catalog without scrolling, then I don't know how to do that. So like I've had to go through and just scroll until I start finding this title. So I think we're gonna gear up for me to start doing videos on this again. I may start that here soon, within a few days to a week. I don't know. I don't have a timeline. But until I start actually officially doing it, I'm going to share periodically with people from this. For instance, I've had this opened into these two pages for a while for my own self. And I think I shared this at some point on a live stream, but it would have been a while ago. So I just, in case you are wondering why I'm asking, have you heard of the Toltecs? Like I said, this is based on some Toltec wisdom. And I guess if you're interested, I can share a little bit about Toltecs. I'm just trying to come up with ideas to talk about, guys, other than me moping or feeling like I'm not wanting to feel anxious. I don't want to feel down, and I don't feel down, but let me read this to you. And I see somebody's trying to watch. Hopefully everything's working, and at some point someone will say something here. Living in the past. Your enjoyment of this present moment can easily be dragged down by the memories of the past. When you don't release the past, you drag it around with you. Everything you see is filtered by where you have been, rather than where you are now and where you want to go. Some of the biggest burdens many people carry revolve around past relationships. For example, when you think about an ex-partner, is there a sense of spaciousness and ease? Or does your belly tighten and your mind begin to race? Releasing the past takes a willingness to let go of being right or being wronged. When you wave goodbye to what was with lightness and clarity, you're in a better place to create a bright future. Now, I don't know if you heard me reading that, but then what's interesting about these is you'll read your meditation, and then underneath it gives you something that you're supposed to put into practice for that day. Like you read the meditation, it offers a suggestion that don't go through it and read, only stick to one meditation a day, it said. Hey, Johnny, cool, you're here. Let me finish this real quick. I wanted to say this practice. If you didn't catch that, I was reading a meditation from this Toltec book. And then after the meditation, it gives you a practice. It says, send a mental blessing to your ex-partner, ex-spouse, ex-boss, or ex-landlord. Think of all the things you are grateful for in that experience and let everything else go. With awareness, let this day be about forgiveness and gratitude. Hey, Johnny, I don't know. Hey, man, thanks for being here for a second. I'd asked a question earlier and then took it down about comic books, and I might put that back up. Well, the Toltec man, I don't know if you heard the part about the living in the past. That's what there's a thing that I like to try to. It's not easy. Oh, tell her hi. Oh, hey, since you're here, but well, I don't know how long. I was just babbling on. Anyway, I was saying I'm going to probably start this book over with the channel. If you go back in the channel history, before I was ever at 100 subscribers, I did that entire book. But there's a lot of from before 100 to now over 1,000, there's a lot of people that might benefit from that book. And so I think it's time for me to go through it. Because I have neglected to make a complete playlist for all the videos on that book. So it probably just easier to start it over from the beginning to the end. And just start it just from the first one on. That's my playlist. Yeah, well, like I said, when I did this book before, each one's different, like the titles will tell you something. Like here's one for whatever day. It's basic, seeing your authentic self. It's time, like I've been going back through the book myself, and anyway. But also, while you're still there, if you didn't see, now you're in in my video, I stated that the giveaway right now would be just up for people. I'm doing a 50 things that really matter giveaway. If you go back, I do have a whole playlist for those videos, and that was a cool book. And that was something, like I do the Jesus Calling just because but I'm trying to get back to having another thing that I'm reading from also regularly. Oh, let me show you this if you didn't see that. I'm gearing up. You got me a little. I'm glad you're here. Did you see my video on X about this? I've had this for a couple of years. Well, probably longer than a couple. I couldn't tell you. It's been probably 2 or 3 years. I got to knowing about this from I was on Instagram still, which I don't have Instagram or Facebook now. I was explaining that earlier, that it was hacked last year. I even talked about how there's somebody on YouTube that was friends with me, and they think that they think that it was me that they sent $20 to, and all I could do was tell them it wasn't. And the way they connected to me to tell me that was in a comment here on YouTube. I don't have a personal phone number for them, so all I could do was tell them what happened and said I made a couple videos about, the incident, or at least one video when I got hacked. Point being is, so I actually talked to the guy a few times, and then his name is Brom Revel. Evidently, he's also worked for... and by the way, I see that there's been Johnny, the more I talk about it, anytime I talk about how many people's watching it, it seems to affect it. Isn't that weird? But this is a pretty cool story. Like, so the guy has done art for Marvel and big companies, so he's a professional. I think he still does work for mainstream too, possibly. But these are independent books and very, very well written. He did this. This was his first try at being the complete creator. You know, like he was an artist, but he took and wrote the story. So this was his first independent graphic novel that he had done, and it's based in Vietnam, and it's pretty cool. So I'm intending on doing I'm gearing up to hopefully in the next month or so start doing some. Yeah, somebody I follow on X said that they found the omnibus, which is like 700 and something pages for $30. So you look it up. But I wanted to show you. Let me show you a little bit of. It's black and white. Which at first, when I first got the first one, I didn't know that it was going to be black and white. But I tend, if it's done, like, I like black and white a lot because sometimes the arts, to me, if coloring ain't done right, you know what I mean? It can make some of the art look worse than it's supposed to look, or that it, like, anyway, it's stylistic, of course, but I like the style. I just, once you start reading it, that's the big thing. And you see that you're dealing with chimpanzees, of course. Look at this on volume, that's volume 2 there. Like I mean, most of what I have is colored and everything. But when I ordered this, I didn't realize it was black and white. But when I got it, at first I was like, I don't know about this art. You know what I mean? Like, look. But it's got an older style, and this ain't the only style of art he does. But I started going, wait a minute, this really gave me like a feel of reading something when I was a freaking kid, dude. And so it's set in Vietnam, and there's all these, basically you have these experiments that are going on with primates, and the U.S. government was trying to create, let's say, a super soldier that ain't a human. So when they send them into the battle and get killed, they're just sending them off. You know what I mean? So you're dealing with like obviously kind of intelligent apes, and it's pretty. So anyway, yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, so from the first couple of pages on, like when I first opened the first volume, I was a little thrown off because of usually what I'm used to. You know, like you look at most modern comics, a lot of it's really detailed. It's really just like over the top. But as soon as I read the introduction, it gives you a lot of good backstory on everything. And then it pretty much kind of gets into the thick of everything pretty quick too. It's one of those, I found it to be well written, so I was just wanting to share that since I did have somebody watching that's a comic person. Yeah, well, they're actually chimpanzees and stuff, but somehow I don't want to ruin it for you because I think if you find it and you, like I said, dude found it. I don't know where he found the omnibus, but he found it for $30. So if you look around you just look it up, you'll probably find it. You can find used copies like on eBay. I found this. This was a used copy, and I bought it in volumes because I wanted to see did I like it first? I liked it, and because I liked it, the other 3 volumes I actually bought brand new, so it would actually go to the artist. You know what I mean? Like I let him know that. So yeah, but yeah, they become very human like. They're chimpanzees that are, you know, and apes that are so it becomes an interesting dynamic. And there's a lot of what I found also interesting about it was through the whole story, each volume just escalates, but he has a lot of stuff that's, even though it's set in Vietnam era, there is so much commentary within the story that pretty much relates to everything that's happening today as well. Like commentary, it touches base on religion, touches base on social stuff, all kinds of crap, and it's pretty interesting how he did it. So, but you know, if you do check it out, you probably, I don't know if you can find it, but anyway, I discovered he is on X, but apparently he don't do a lot of posting on X, because I did find his account today. But oh yeah, I've heard you talk about Mrs. Scab before, but I just had never thought much about it because you don't really. That's only been mentioned. I think the only reason I knew about it was one time you had a post about. It was a picture. Apparently, someone doxing you without your mask on, and it was like you and Mrs. I don't know, but and I did test out StreamYard yesterday, so apparently I could use that. I guess if I don't want to pay for it, I could still use StreamYard when I want to have guests on. Because I was seeing for the free part of it, I can only stream with StreamYard up to 20 hours in a month. And, but I've got it set up. Like I was messing around with it. I want to learn how to use it so that sometimes probably what would be nice for me to do is, maybe I use StreamYard when I should maybe, if I could think of a specific day that I want to let everybody know that, hey, I'm going to start doing this stream on this time every week on this day like you do, and that start to become a thing, and I name it a show, like not just how I'm doing now. I'd like to have at least one day a week that people knew for sure, if nothing else was going on for me, that I would at least they'd be able to find it then. You know what I mean? Because there's some times where I'm not streaming every day. Yeah, like I'm just streaming to kind of get the hang of it. And I have had streams where there's been, like last year I had a few streams where there was like a good amount of people. Of course, it was at different times and stuff, but you're right. What I've got to learn, what I want to do is think of it, even if I don't stick to the same day, just name, like maybe have a live stream that has I'm going to title it, name it something. You know, like yours is Scabcast. Well, I don't know what the hell I'd call mine. But that be something that when it comes on, I've actually announced it a week in advance and people know it's coming. And I kind of know what I'm going to be discussing. And when I'm posting about it, I'll be asking people to bring any kind of other, like, hey, what's your ideas? What do you think? Oh. Yeah, I hope. Oh, Johnny, also, yeah, you know, I had a hard, like yesterday, I was a little bit, I had a few hard days, but like yesterday I just I had to make, you might have seen it, but I had to make a decision yesterday, and it wasn't necessarily easy, but I did take the puppies to the rescue place, and I mean, it's not the best, but I was having a drastic, I was having a harder time this time around. So anyway, at first it was bothering me because I thought, man, people, I was worried about what people over in YouTube world was going to think about me when they found out because I posted all them videos and everything. But it wasn't like I did something. Anyway, my friend yesterday said, you don't need to worry about what, like, Grey Cloud, you got to think about your damn best health. Like, I had to, well, it I don't want to talk about the possibility of what sometimes happens when you take them somewhere that's that way. Not everywhere is a you know what I mean? And so, yeah, you're right, though. What I'm saying is, I was in a situation where it was starting to become pretty hard on me, and I might have to figure out. But I wasn't trying to bring the time. I wasn't trying to bring you down. I was just saying, after I made that hard choice yesterday morning, the reason I made it is because I had that appointment, and the place was down there in that town. Betty was giving me a ride, my neighbor, so it was something I could get done. Yeah, I wasn't necessarily thinking about other YouTubers, but I was thinking about my audience, but I can't even worry about that. Like, if someone doesn't understand that I couldn't keep them anyway. So but I realistically, anyway, I don't have to justify it. What I'm saying is making that choice yesterday wasn't easy, but once I made it and came home, the rest of the day kind of went a lot better. Last night I slept a lot better, and you can see I'm in a chip. Things are on the up. And so the next step would be making sure I get these guys fixed, or at least I'm going to try to, in March, have the younger one fixed because she has not yet ever went to eat. If I can get her before she ever goes in, that would be great. The mama dog should have a while before she has another cycle. So, hey, if you're going to be there for just a second, I was going to grab another comic book if you wanted to see it. But have you ever heard of Timothy Truman? He was really popular in the 80s and stuff. He was a writer and artist. He did Scout. You might have seen last year, sometimes I posted a few little pictures of my Scout comics. But they're in the living room. I don't have to go get them right now. I was really... Okay, give me a second. I'm going to go grab them. I just wanted to show you while you're there. I think it's something you'd be interested in, too. Oh, yeah. Back in the like in the mid '80s. Okay, yeah, you said about 5 minutes. Oh, hey, there's the Quaff. I like the Quaff, man. I don't know what you think about him, but I did actually get one of his books. So, I mean, I'm not like I didn't think it was that bad. But I wanted to show you Scout. That just happened to be something that is newer that I did actually back or purchase last year. So, but Scout. Oh, I have some Grim Jack too. You remember Grim Jack? Grim Jack. That's the same artist. Timothy Truman was the artist for Grim Jack, but the one that turned me on to him was like This was the second series, Scout War Shaman. Here's one without plastic. See, the first one was just called Scout. Then, and it was by Eclipse Comics. You remember? I was real into independent. I liked Marvel and DC, you know, but when I was a teenager, man, my favorite kind of comics were these. Like, look at that. Like, it's set in a dystopian type future. Actually, the way the storyline is, it makes me wonder if Eric July ever read any of this. But it's about a broken up America, you know, and then you have like a certain part of it that's united through Texas. But it's really good. This was this is right. I think that any comics that he was really into would have all been just mainstream. He wouldn't have came up with the idea from reading this, I don't think. But this was the Scout. It came out originally as Scout, then it came Scout War Shaman. And before you go, I'm almost done real quick. Him and his Timothy Truman and his son are working on a new installment called Scout Marauder. But I can't find any new updates on it. That's why I wouldn't back it. I went to his website and I could order this and actually get a copy of it, which is just kind of a preview of what's going to be in the actual book, and it's not colored yet, and you don't have any words. But this one is about Scout's son. So it's set in the future after Scout War Shaman and the original Scout guy was killed. So I'm really excited if he ever finishes this. And with that, I also ordered the sketchbook. I just didn't want to invest in something that he's been working on since before COVID and it still ain't out. So, yeah, man, I just wanted to show you some things while you were here, brother. I love you, brother. I hope that don't bother you, me saying that. But on this channel, the way I say I love you is really ditto. So ditto, brother. That's what, from now on, you'll hear me say when I tell you that, okay? Maybe one day we'll do a show together and I can talk more about some of these things and you can share some of yours. Have a good day. Let me get myself situated here, guys. And if anybody's in the chat and you haven't chimed in yet, but you've seen us talking about comic books, if you're interested, you could go check out Johnny Scab's channel also. He's leaving at the moment. He's got to go do some work. And it's just I was kind of getting excited about sharing some of my interests with some fellow, knowing that someone was here for a moment that likes comic books also, because I don't have a lot of comics, but what I do have I'm peculiar about, and I'm pretty picky, so that's why when it comes to backing anything new, I'm real weird about it. It's hard for me to put money up front when I would rather it come out and then I get to see, but there's certain people that I like, and I do like what they're doing. Now, if they have a back catalog, hey, Steve, what's up? So what I was sharing here was some Grim Jack and some Scout comic books to my friend Johnny Scab. And then anybody else that might be interested, but Johnny Scab just left, I believe. And that's a cool one I found too. It's old. Mars Attacks. You can tell I don't have a box that I keep them in, but I'm thinking I need to, I'm going to try to make myself order a comic box this month. But, you know, I got to think of other things before certain things. So, and then let's see who's okay. So apparently, I've realized that everybody that's answered my question about the Toltecs is that you haven't heard of them. I was earlier. I was discussing this book that I'm going to probably start reading from again, because when I first read this book, we were under 100 subscribers, and now we're over 1,000. So, from the time that from the last video of this book, I was starting to make a playlist, and I've never put any more than one or two. I think there might be 2 videos on there of it, if I'm correct. But the reason is I have to go so far back in the catalog, and I don't know an easy way to just go straight to the Toltec. I don't know why I wasn't doing this as I went. So what I'm sharing with you guys is, I was thinking just start I continue to read from the devotional Jesus Calling, but at some point here in the next few days or a week or so, I'm not really determined when, I'm going to begin from the beginning to end, and we're going to go through this book, and I'm going to share, it's called Daily Meditations on the Toltec Path. But the Toltec wisdom books have helped me, or at least when I'm consciously like reading them and studying them or whatever, they have some pretty good knowledge and stuff. It's not a religion or anything. It's just like some stuff that was founded years ago to help people try to gain back control of their own life, Like I first discovered about Toltecs by reading Carlos Castaneda and stuff, but it was more complicated because those were like complex stories. It wasn't until I found the Four Agreements that things were broke down a lot more simpler, or things were broken down in a more simple form or whatever with the Four Agreements, and then later the Fifth Agreement, and then of course all the other books in between. Now, it's up to you guys if you're interested in I guess what I was saying is if anybody was interested, if they wanted to know a little bit about the Toltecs, I was just kind of dropping that out there, that I probably will be starting this again. And, of course, what I'll do is read from the very beginning, like I said. And all of these books usually start off with a, well, I don't know about this one, but usually they start off with a little bit of a history about what the Toltec are and everything, and they go back about that. So I figured that might be something people might want to be, might want to look into. But I'm going to just read this real quick, and then you get an idea what you're going to look. Whenever I start this again, it could be a little while. It could be longer than a week. But when I finally get around to saying, okay, I'm going to record a video, and this is going to be the beginning day, I just wanted to kind of share a few of the, or one right now. Notice in your words, it's not fair. Why me? I don't deserve this. Most of us have made statements like these at some point in our lives without realizing the impact they carry. When you use these types of words and phrases, they will leave you feeling victimized and resentful. Instead of feeling like you have a choice in life, you now feel trapped and powerless. With this mindset, life becomes a struggle rather than a joy. And I know all too well about that mindset sometimes, and it's hard. You got to work hard to get out of there, sometimes. Through the practice of awareness, you realize that your choice of words has a big impact on how you see the world. By becoming aware of both the words in your head and the words on your lips, You can choose to use the words that serve you best. And, there is a lot to that. I do use cuss language and stuff, but if you've ever noticed, I tend to not use a lot of it on a video. Like in a video, there has been a time or two that sometimes it comes out. And I try in my daily life to be mindful of how I talk, even if nobody's around, because there's days when I'm just here by myself and I'm just wondering, like, having a day and talking. And then sometimes I'm getting frustrated, and those are the days I have to work on things. But hey, if I'm bored, like, just tell me what's cool about these meditations is at the bottom here, after noticing your words, after you've read this, it says practice. And then each day I'm going to start from the beginning and end, and we'll go through this book again and see what people think. But anyway, here's your practice. The Toltec hunter learns to watch his or her word choices, releasing any statements that sabotage and drain energy. With awareness, notice the non-helpful statements that give your power away. Remember, you always have a choice. I'm going to work on that one today. Now, if you came in here in the stream when I was talking about comics and you would like to see any of my comics, feel free to ask. I just had gotten some out because Johnny Scab, for sure, I knew is a comic book enthusiast. And I just felt good to be able to share something. I'm starting to work up a little bit of how I'm going to approach things on my second channel. If you don't know, I have a second channel. It's called Greycloudy's Thoughts. I don't have a link. I don't have a way to share the link right now into the chat or anything. But if you don't know about that, you can go find it. It's just Greycloudy's Thoughts. Apostrophe S, Greycloudy's Thoughts. There's 59 subscribers right there now, and I have the ability to stream over there. I tested it out this morning, but I'm kind of waiting. I was thinking a stream, I might hold off. I want to try to start in the next few weeks. I want to put up a few comic book related videos that I've put a little thought into or something, and maybe some other things, and I just hadn't figured it out yet. Want to try to get a few more subscribers, but I know going live might help it over there. But I'm just letting you know if you wanted to find it. Hey, what's up, Cask? Cool. I was talking about comic books a little bit ago, so I was just asking people if. Matter of fact, I'm going to end this poll. Let's do this. Okay. I'll be on here for a minute, or a minute longer. I've been on here for a little while. But earlier I had done a stream and I thought I was having trouble with it, and then I started trying to do a poll, and somehow I had something come up on the screen that I couldn't get to go down, and it was irritating me. And somebody had came into the chat and was able to tell me, yeah, I can see that on the screen. And so I just ended it and started back. But I had actually started a poll at one point a minute, I think, about the comics, and then ended it and put up that Toltec question. And I was showing off some of these older comics that, I've ordered off of eBay, but when I was, I'm just kind of getting that. I've been doing it for a little while, but I'm still not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still not completely sure how everything, like, I've never really done polls and everything, but I was just testing something out. because at the time there was nobody in the chat. So I was like, hey, let me put a question up or something, you know? And as soon as I did, I kind of messed up and had something pop up on the screen. And then Betty Spaghetti, someone that I know, came in. So, um, Colonel, stop it. My dog's aggravating me. But, yeah, I was sharing, Johnny Scab was here earlier. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's got a channel. And, he loves, you know, I follow him on X and stuff. I'm on X and everything. And, he's a member of what you might know of it. I'm not saying that you might not like it. I don't know. I don't want to make any enemies here. But he's like a follower of Comics Gate and stuff, you know, the independent, you know, some of those comic artists that did get canceled a few years back and everything. But some of the guys, not all of them were big pros, but the independent comic sphere. Anyway, I was sharing some of the stuff I've got over the past few years since I actually got back into comics, buddy. And a lot of what I like to do is look on eBay for stuff that really stuck out for me when I was a kid, such as Scout. This is Scout War Shaman, of course. I was showing, I was talking about the story of it is, you know, it's set into, it's kind of like a Mad Max dystopian type future set in a it's set in the future, and it's set in the United States, but it's like a split up United States, you know. Yes, you're right, man. There's a lot of independent comics that I would like. There's independent comic companies putting stuff out that you don't have to back, but there's a lot of independent creators that I follow that I would love to back every one of their projects. And of course, that's not feasible. You know what I mean? I'm not rich. Matter of fact, I haven't bought a comic book in quite a little while. I'm hoping what I'm wanting to do this coming month. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to back a book, you know, like something that ain't the guy that they haven't finished and put out, but they're needing some backers. I want to find an independent comic book to back. And then if I have the ability, I'm going to look on eBay for a few old copies of some stuff that I really like or something. Even if I don't, you know, I like to look for good reviews of comics I didn't even know existed and then go find them on eBay for cheap. And then, you know, I didn't spend a whole lot on it. And if it turns out to be good, I got a winner. But like, show you some of the art here. It's not real detailed or anything, but this came out. This was stuff that was put out in the 80s. In the mid 80s and then in the late 80s. So he came out with Scout, and then it came out War Shaman a few years later. And Timothy Truman was the creator of Scout, artist and writer. And then he's also the artist of Grim Jack. So after I'd gotten some of these of course I don't have the whole Scout series. I found what I could for affordable used wise, and then there's some that's hard to find, and if you do find them, they're fairly expensive. I'm really excited and hope he finally gets it out. But him and his son were working on a newer version called Scout Marauder, and that would be Scout's son. So it would actually be set in the future. And if I'm boring you, man, just let me know. But yeah, you know, like that's why if I see someone give a good review or something, or if it's someone that I know has similar taste of, like if me and you had, like if I knew that you have similar taste, then I'm probably going to trust your judgment at least. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if I don't buy but if I'm thinking about buying something, I'm going to reach out for, but when it comes to a project that, like when it comes to independent comics, if an artist and writer, if say it's a project that's have to be backed, if they have a back catalog where I can go find some of the other projects that have already been put out, and I can pick up one of those or something, I like to do that before I back something that ain't out yet, because then I can get a sense of, okay, I like this person, I like what they created. You know what I mean? I was able to order it, it come pretty quickly, and then I'm able to read it, see if I like what they're doing. Then I can make a conscious decision. Hey, I'm going to back their current campaign because I like this older work. I mean, I figure that's logical sense, though. I've been talking about this independent comic that I got. There's 4 volumes I have, and it's a really cool comic. It's all black and white, but it's set in Vietnam, and of course it's about experimental apes and chimpanzees and stuff. Just to say, it's pretty gritty, there's a lot of good dynamics in the story. The art is, you kind of just have to, some people don't like black and white comics, so you have to be a fan of black and white. And then also it's kind of like got an older, to me, it reminds me of like stuff that when I grew up, like it's not too simple, but not real complex either. So I appreciate you coming by, though. Girl, don't stop. Oh, when I watched that video yesterday, I was seeing that you have, because I was thinking the last time I really checked something out, which was in the past month or so, when I watched a short or a video, I remember the last time that I actually acknowledged your subscriber count. It might have been when you made a post a while back. You remember that? You made a post about you wanted to get to 500 subscribers. And now I see from the time that you made that post to yesterday when I watched that video and consciously was aware of your subscriber count, I was like, hey, he's almost, stop it. Stop. Stop, girl. Oh. Oh. And, that's cool. Okay, so we have, we've had, what did we have? So 2 people, one person likes comics and one person doesn't. I was just asking, and then I got to talking about comics, but I'm going to talk about, if I know that, my intention at some point will be any kind of like comic book and movie talk or any of pop culture will be really done on my second channel. But as far as live streaming, I live stream mostly here. I've only got 59 subscribers on the second channel. But I want it to be, at some point in the next few weeks, I will be doing my first few videos that I'm showing these comics. You'll probably see some of these same comics, but more extensively talked about and shown off in a video on Great Cloud's Thoughts. That's the name of the second channel. And I'm hoping that once I start doing that, because I'm not going to be, like, I don't upload over there every single day like I do here. But once I get a few comic videos going out and I get a few more subscribers and people knowing, hey, this is where if I want to hear Grey Cloud talk about comics or movies or even current events in the news, it don't have to be, pop culture. It don't have to be like that. It could be news topics, which I have done a few. That's what I'm hoping to do over there. And so I'm kind of wanting to plan my first official live stream over there and be able to announce it like a good week in advance and be like, hey guys. But I was thinking about trying to get the subscriber count up a little more first too. Although, when you live stream, sometimes it helps grow. I've had people come in and just subscribe to the channel because they like my live streams. Are you doing all right? If you're still there, Kasky, or Cask, I don't know why I called you Kasky, but are you doing all right today? It seems like. I hope. And then, of course, if you came in, I'm trying to think. Did you come in? And I was already sharing about this. Also, I'm gonna be starting this back over and reading from this for Greycloudyday for this channel. And I did do a video this morning about a giveaway that's up for people that are in the U.S. or Canada, possibly, for a book called 50 Things That Really Matter. And I do have every one of those videos on a playlist, so you can find that and see some of those videos. But if you go to the video of my giveaway, well, if you live like overseas, right now I just don't know. The giveaway ain't open right now for that, but Canada and the U.S., if somebody's subscribed and they want to enter, they can go to that video and comment, and like it and be subscribed and have a chance to win a cool book that's inspirational and has a lot of good stories about life and things that truly matter. So, I was trying to think of anything else. Excuse me. Whoa. Easy now. Oh. And like, if whoever was in the, like, I was trying to figure out, if there's something that someone comes in here and would rather talk about, they can bring that up too. I'm always open for discussion. Like, let's say, if you're not having a good day and you need somebody to talk to and you want to talk, you're welcome to talk about it. If you want to share something good, you can. But I was just, I think the hardest part for me streaming is sometimes thinking that I'm not doing something right. Like I'm not entertaining enough or something. That's why, and especially if there's not a lot of interaction in the chat. Like if I see people watching, but we're not, like I don't know if I'm boring them or not. Sometimes I'll just, start playing my bucket. What was it? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? No, wait. Where am I going in life? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? And who would I say it to? Where am I going in life? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? And who would I say it to? Who would I say it to? Of course, that's as far as I've ever gotten with that little beat and that little tune, but that's something probably like one live stream a month ago, maybe. I think I started beating on a bucket in the living room and those words came to me. And ever since, I've just kind of been toying around with the how I want it. Like when I'm playing it, I'm toying around with how fast or slow I want to do it. And I figure it doesn't really matter. I don't see much more words to it, but that's something I can beat and sing over 2 or 3 times. And it's, It is creative. Let's see here. Sometimes you could find me beating and just like I'll do like what'll sound like I'm doing somewhat like a Native American chant or something, you know, like hey, hey, my head, I know, or something, you know, and and then I'm just kind of here, and I'm here for you guys as well as, you know, like I come on here and do live streams because, well, sometimes it's just out of boredom, but a lot of times, I'll be honest, I'm anxious. I'm here a lot at this trailer by myself, and there is a lot I could be doing at any given day, but there's a lot of time that I sit around wasting when I'm not online. Or if I'm not doing a live stream, or I'm out, if I'm not outside walking or doing something like that, and I'm just here like vegging out, I might as well be online doing a live stream, is what I figure. And usually when I come on here and do live, at the end of the day, I feel better if people have been able to come in here and chat. And so sometimes it's been that I needed to talk, and there's been days that people have came into the chat and literally were so glad that I went live at that moment because they were having a bad day. And that is a good feeling too. But anyway, I appreciate whoever has been here. I appreciate whoever is here. I'm trying my best to keep from. Girl, stop it. Just stop it. Gosh. Well, keep licking on my bed sheet. Oh, that is something that I might do today. I was thinking about. What are you doing, girl? Uh-oh. Give me a second here. I just realized something. Okay, sorry. I just realized that I'm waiting for a friend, but he hasn't texted. I'm hoping that his text shows up. Like, I'm on the live stream and I don't. I'm trying to remember if I have his notification on from his message. If he messages me, I'm trying to remember if he. Why don't I do this real quick? Okay. Well, you'll have to forgive me. I was trying to sit. If you left, I understand. I'm going to go see if my other dog wants in right now. I might not be on here much longer. I might figure out. I kind of need to go. Well, I don't know. It depends. So, let's see. But I went in and I set my contact to a favorited David. So, what you got over there, little bit girl? What are you chewing on? Uh-oh. Is that something dead? Let me go see what she's chewing on. I don't think it's dead, but... Oh, no. Come here, girl. Come here. Come here. No. No. Gross. It's a cow hoof. She done been out in the middle of I believe that's a cow. No, that's a deer. It might be a deer. Goodness gracious, I gotta wipe my hands. Girl, where'd you get that? It was obviously cut, so it was someone that had dressed to cut up a deer or something, and that was... Girl, get in here. She was out there chewing on it. Are y'all coming in? It's cold out there. Come on, baby. Come on. Let me guess. You're going somewhere else to find another piece. If you found that one, you're gonna find another piece, ain't you? Is that what you're looking for? Okay. Don't you be getting into the garbage. Oh, it's cold. Okay. Oh. Guys, I appreciate what I was saying earlier is that I do sometimes a live stream is me coming on for what I, like to just have it's kind of like therapy. It's like I don't have a lot of real interaction in my personal life with people like I see my neighbors and talk to them, but we don't hang around and talk about a bunch of stuff all the time. They don't have a lot of the same interest. Like they don't listen to similar music, which I listen to a bunch of stuff. They don't like comics really. They're not like, and there's nothing against that. It's just, and then sometimes I like to talk about God and stuff like that. And some of the people that I see on a regular basis don't want to talk about that at all. I enjoy discussing life. I don't like small talk. Although sometimes I feel like I'm making small talk here. And I'm just staying alive to see who might come and who might not. I don't know. I buy these at I was thinking about getting washed up today, but I don't know if I'm going to. It's cold and I don't want to get into all the technical. You don't have to know everything. I just be aware. I have to, when I go to a neighbor's to get my certain things done sometimes, and that's where we'll leave it at that. That's where I clean up, or if I need water to wash dishes and stuff, go get it, bring it. But of course I pay over there at on the water. So it's not like I just have never paid for anything. I just don't have an idea of my own to just go have something turned on here. And if I ever get it turned on at this trailer, there's probably a bunch of pipes underneath that we'll find out need work. So until that can be turned on, I wouldn't know. And then I'd have to have somebody, which I don't own the trailer, so it really would be up to the landlord. And she probably wouldn't be too happy about that. But if I stay here any longer, at some point, when I've been here for a while, living the way I live, so that's what I'm saying. I thought about, so it's like, I thought about, I was going to get cleaned up yesterday and then I didn't. And I thought about doing it today. And I kind of don't know if I'm going to or not because of just the way it feels outside. But it's going to be even colder tomorrow. Basically what I'm saying is I don't know if I feel like, at this point it's later in the day. And by the time I got around to it, it'd probably be getting closer to dark. And I don't feel like walking in back and forth on doing all that. So I was doing a commercial for these things. No, I buy these. What's that? Who's here? Okay. I didn't actually have, I just touched the, thing briefly. Yeah, I wiped my hands off and then washed that's what it's made to do. It's got like a, antibacterial and all that kind of stuff in it. But because I knew what my hands looked like. You didn't see what there wasn't actually anything on my hands except for I held it up with two fingers like this to show you, and then I opened up the thing and put it in the thing, and that's about it. So, plus, I'm not as concerned about things of that nature as some people. Like, shit happens sometimes, you know. People, the truth is, because I pulled this out, anyway, because I knew I had touched it. These two fingers touched it. So I took, that thing is this big. I wiped my two fingers off. And with the rest of the washcloth, I washed my hand off my face and it wasn't like there was a bunch of stuff on there. So that's all I was getting at. I hope that didn't offend you. Actually, after I started doing it, I realized what I was doing, but I didn't think much of it, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be actually honest, before you said something about it, in the process of when I was doing it, like when I took it to my head, and I'm not going to talk about it much longer, but when I took it to my head, I consciously was aware of what I had just done. But I also knew that my hands really weren't fucking, you know. But what I started to do is, because these are like disposable washcloths, I just proceeded to use that big thing to go ahead and wipe up some other areas, just to kind of feel a little fresher, because it would have been a waste to use that one thing just for the fact that I used these two fingers. But I'd hope that I didn't. Thanks for not. Okay. I live in a trailer. I live out in the middle of nowhere. No, I live in the South. I live in Alabama, to be honest with you. There would be no reason at this point to act like I haven't ever said I've never said the exact area or nothing, but yesterday somebody was in the chat that claimed to be in a nearby town. Like they're not far from where I'm at. So once they said that, I could tell. They said they were in Alabama. They told me where, and I told them the roundabout. But you know what I mean? The only people that really I have helped me is there's a friend from David, from church, and then my neighbors sometimes. Like my neighbors, we help each other out, and we're both in, like, just, like they actually sometimes they have a little bit more going on struggle-wise than I do, I think, because there's more of them. You know, there's a grandchild, and there's more people that live there and stuff like that, but I don't talk, you know what I mean? Actually, when you're talking about, like my friend David is supposed to be bringing me some dog food today, which I still have a little bit, and I'm just waiting. I get a disability check. I'm waiting on that for next week. I hope if I ran you off, I hope I didn't make you mad or offend you in any way. I'm not trying to, and I guess I shouldn't worry about what anybody thinks. But I'm here trying to make some real connections, and you know what I mean? And be honest, I wasn't trying to be a smart ass about that. I don't worry about a lot of that kind of stuff. I've lived on the streets a lot. You know what I mean? I've lived in tents. I've ate out of garbage cans and out of dumpsters. And you know what I mean? Like sometimes you're not always in the best of places. And, you know, But I understood what you were saying because it was weird that after the fact, like I said, I was conscious of it, but then I was also conscious that it wasn't as well. I never said I don't do drugs. Well, I mean, I don't do like I smoke pot. I don't really do drugs anymore, like hard drugs or anything. I don't do any of that. I used to do everything that I could. So, and then I struggle with drinking too. Like, I've been working on sobriety for a while, but like, not what I'm saying is for the past few years, like I've had some good lengths of time without alcohol, and then I might stumble here and there, but that's the main thing that I have issues with is sometimes things get like sometimes I find myself wanting to turn back to no, no. Well, I mean, if I'm actively drinking, yes, it would. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. When I'm actively drinking, yes, it's going to be a large, like, it used to be a time when I was drinking all the time. I put drink, like, I would take care of the bare minimum necessities. And then, yeah, that is how sometimes I have been. And that's why I was saying I struggle with it. But no, that's not where my money's gone right now or nothing. Like, it's just almost the end of the month and I only get once a month. Like trying to manage money for me, it's always been harder having a bunch at once that you have to stretch out rather than if I had if I had it given to me every week in allotments, it'd be different. Yeah, I pay rent and I pay a phone bill and I put electric. I'm the only one that lives here. How else would I be doing it? Like when I get paid, I understand what you're asking. Like on payday, usually at the end of my payday, which is once a month, I'm lucky to have a few $100s that's supposed to last the whole month. Now let's don't even like that's before I've even chose to do anything that could be considered not a necessity. You know what I mean? Like once I've gone and done my electric and my phone bill, or like I get along and I take care of all this stuff. You know what I mean? And then they're at the rate of, to be honest with you, even when I'm doing good at not drinking, golly, when I first quit and had a good, I was thinking I was going to save money, but food just has went up so much. You know what I mean? So, but I don't know. But I got to, I have a garbage can I pay for, a garbage fee, which if I was to take the paperwork up there, I can get it where, like every 3 months, you have to pay like $50 or something like that. I don't know. It's like 100 something a year, but still, that's a payment. That's not an every month payment, but I don't. Well, I mean, I can pay it every month, but a lot of times they send it in intervals, and there's been times I've ended up at the end of the year and having to pay the whole thing. Oh, well, it's cold today. Here lately, I've been going through a lot of stuff, and it would depend on when you watched me. Because think about it, if you watched me when it was warm, I'm naturally hot. I'm not gonna lie. There's sometimes and I've even openly said it. There is sometimes you might have caught me and I've been on cough syrup, not prescription cough syrup, but I'm talking about like over the counter, dextromethorphan. which that's not real expensive and everything. But other than that, no. Sometimes, to be honest with you, when I'm more giddy and stuff, it's just because I'm in a better mood. It ain't always that I'm messed up or something. Because I really rarely have ever, like last year, there was a time or two I was drinking on a stream, and because I had fell off a little bit, and so I was streaming at night some, and I would be drinking, but I didn't care because I mean I've never tried to hide my like I'm not trying to pretend to be anything I'm not. You know, I'm a person with struggles, and I'm a person that wants to do better and stuff. I don't like it when I mess up and drink. Be honest with you, like every time I mess up and do it, and it ain't a mess up; it's a conscious choice. It's like, you know, and I know about the 12 steps and all of that. Like I know about programs. I've been in programs. I know about, and I hope I'm not boring anybody. People, you just started asking questions. I've had, so 60 people don't like comics, 60% and 40% do. But I wasn't making this stream about comics solely, but I did talk about comics. I don't, and I've never been, it's just I don't do videos about certain things like that and stuff because that's not what I'm about. Just because I might smoke a little green or have, you know what I mean? Like, even if I was, well, I can't say that. Like, if I was actively drinking and not actually trying to do better at not being on the alcohol, then you would probably be seeing me drink a lot, you know? Like, I'd probably be drunk all the time on the screen, and I don't think that would be a good thing. It would attract, like, there might be I might grow just because of people liking to come see some person all messed up on stream or in his videos, you know, because like back in the day, that's what I thought was, you know what I mean? Like back in the day, that's how I presented myself. It's like I'm messed up, and if you don't like it, you know, like I felt like if I wasn't hurting you, but I don't have that attitude no more. Like I don't want that to be the main thing that people come to see. So I don't want to be drunk, and I don't want, even though I might here and there do it. It's just one of those things that I deal with. Anyway, I'm thinking. I apologize if I've been out of line or anything. Well, no, I haven't done anything wrong, and I haven't said anything wrong. I've shared about comic books. I've shared about the Toltecs. I've shared about a giveaway I'm having. You know, if you're interested in that, you can go find a video that I put up today about 50 things that really matter. You can enter that. Yeah, I worked when I was younger. Uh, I worked. See, like in the 90s, I had a pretty good job at one point that I worked for about 4 years, uh, making car seats for Nissan. That was in Tennessee. And so basically, because I remember getting something after I'd lost that job years later about you know, my income tax and stuff, or whatever, or how much I made every year. And one year I made 60 something $1,000, and I didn't even realize it. But at that time I was in my 20s, and everything you know, that was back in the 90s. Inflation wasn't like it is now. It was better times, and I thought I knew everything. I'm 51 years old now, so when you go back that far at 21, and I was making $500-600 a week, and then I was just first starting to experiment with drugs and stuff. Then it was on to the that was the that turned me into something for years that you know, it's been a while. It's been several years back now that it's only been a few years ago that I was here and still having issues because I sometimes certain people be around and I'd be just easy to influence. Nobody else made me do anything. Like nobody's ever held a gun to my head and made me do anything. So, be honest with you though, I've been praying here lately about because like I feel like a few years ago when I really started taking more notice to I needed to be working on my trying to stay as sober minded as I can and to start focusing more on my spiritual life again. I almost lost my train of thought. I felt like before I started taking things more serious again in life, there was a time I felt like I was stuck and I needed to get out of here and I was wanting to leave. But then I felt like the Spirit, you know, God, however you look at, but what? Well, yeah, not for pot. No, I couldn't pass for THC, but anything else, yeah, because I don't do. Like I said, I haven't done. I don't know. It's been a couple years. I hadn't done any hard drugs or anything, and I don't have any real intention of it. I'd rather not. And like you know what I mean, like here and there, every once in a while, I've had some random person stop and ask me out in town if I knew where something was, and I'm like, man, I don't mess. Or someone that knew me and knew that I knew someone at one time, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know where to begin, and I don't care to know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad that I'm so far away from that kind of game again. You know, like I don't need to know where everything is or where easily accessible it is. I'm sure if I wanted to know, I could find out, but I don't want to know. So, because it's just easier that way. Like if I don't know where it is, you know what I mean? Then it's better for me. Now, if I was to get such, I mean, I have a hard enough time when when I get to hankering for a drink. That's hard enough. So I don't need all the added other stuff that I used to struggle with. Like, you know what I mean? It'd just be even more stupid stuff. And yeah, some months I do better than others. You know what I mean? Like for instance, sometimes there's been times that I fell off for say a few days at some point in a month. Well, in those months, I've went through money quicker because I chose to do something like that, and usually I pay the price for that. No, I don't. No, I would. I don't remember ever. I don't ever remember snorting anything on here. Like I was trying to think what I would have had, and that would have been if I had anything that I was snorting. That would have been so far back that I don't even. You know what I mean? I don't know because I really didn't start streaming until I didn't start streaming till like sometime last year, really. Like and then this year I'm like starting to do it more. So no, I've never like had something crushed up or anything off camera and then leaned over and snorted anything. Because that'd be pretty obvious, you know, like uh, to me, I think it would be uh, that a person that's going to do something like that Like if I was doing stuff like that, then I'm gonna do it before I ever go on camera, is what I would think. You get what I mean? Like I wouldn't be that stupid. And I'm even cautious about like I don't like I know you've seen me holding my bowl, but I try to lean off camera and hit it. Okay. Hey, I gotta go. Or hold on a minute, maybe I can or I gotta go. Okay, guys, sorry. That's my friend David. Give me a second. I'll come back and end this properly. But I got to go get this dog food. And if you're not there when I get back, let me go get him or help him get this dog food. Because he's about to go to work. Uh, oh. Okay. Okay. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, there you are. Yeah, I seen that. Hey, yeah, that was David from church. He's fixing to go to work, but he had told me yesterday that he had some dog food for me. Oh, hold on. Now, of course, which I did take the puppies to the shelter yesterday, but my grown dogs will still eat this, and then there's this too, some actual grown dog food. But no, David and his wife usually go on Tuesdays with some people from the church to another town, and they do they make up pallets of food boxes that are given out. Either some of the boxes they make up for the church I go to, but other churches too. They make up pallets that go out to different churches and stuff that do like a monthly. I had some puppies. I had 9 puppies, and I couldn't keep them, of course. And this past week was starting to weigh heavy. The mama was pretty much about done feeding them. Like she would have fed. She was. She had stopped. She had gotten to where she was pretty much not letting them feed for any longer than about 5 minutes, and she was done. Like basically, they were about. But I've been having I've had some physical problems going on with my back, and I've had mental health things that I'm dealing with. So just to be honest, the puppies really were, I loved them, but I wasn't able to keep them anyway. And I was hoping that I was going to be able to get rid of them to people, but I don't really know anybody. And I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and there is an animal shelter there that was in the town and I had the ride. So at that moment, I had to make a hard choice. Do I take them today or keep them for a little while longer and see if I can figure out something myself? But it was becoming, Anyway, I feel like a butthole. I don't like talking about it. Because, so this, I'm hoping that this coming month I can get something done with one of the dogs. Because I have the mama dog, which she wouldn't be going back into heat anytime soon, but the other dog is female and she's never been in heat. So if I can get her, I talked about this last month, hoped to do it this month, but I'm going to I have to, like, I don't drive either. So that makes it more complicated sometimes. Well, he got it out of the car. Oh, what are you talking about? All those boxes? No, those other two boxes that were, the only thing I carried in was that one box with the dog food on top. And he got it out of the car and handed it to me. I stepped off the porch and he was already getting out of the car and he handed it to me and we had a few words because he's heading to work. And I just set it down in there, and because I knew I wanted to get back to the stream, and he called and said I'll be pulling up in just a second, and I was like, okay, I'll be right out there. That's what I was waiting on. I had intended to be done with the stream probably by now, and we're just still here, and I'm enjoying the time. I appreciate your company too, and I apologize. No, I'm not going to apologize because I'm hoping that what you see is you understand I'm just a real person. Like, I'm not like, even if I ever have the ability to have a fancier, to make better quality videos or have someone editing and doing some more, you know what I mean? I'm still going to be me. I'm still not going to be anything else. Like, I'm not going to try to put on a front. There's some things that I might not talk about all the time or share with everybody, but if people are asking me, I'm not afraid to answer. And if I don't want to answer, I don't have to either. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to learn how to navigate this, okay? And I like this whole being on the internet all the time, and as far as to the public and becoming more known and the channel growing. I'm just trying to learn that there's going to be some times that it'll be uncomfortable. Like sometimes I get, like yesterday, I had a few people making comments to me that were flattering, but I didn't know how to take it. And I don't, so that was weird. You know what I mean? It's like I didn't know if they were just being funny or if they were being serious. And then if it was serious, I didn't know how to respond. It's kind of like, hey, I appreciate the compliment, but you know, I'm not here to hear all that. No, I don't make any money off YouTube. It's just have a lot of free time, and this is a way for me to. No, I don't make money at all. I'm not monetized. The only way that sometimes some people send me a little bit of something here and there. Like there's a couple of subscribers that sometimes will cash app a few dollars here or there. Like they know, they know that I'm on a disability, and sometimes they'll send a few dollars if I'm like they'll just like let me know that hey, I sent you something or whatever. But no, I don't have like any kind of income coming in other than my disability check. And I'm a good ways away from even probably, like, you know, you have to have so many watch hours. It'll be a while before I'd even be considered. No, I don't file taxes or nothing because I'm on that disability. If they take any taxes out of that, it's already taken out whenever I get it. I don't know how they do that. I really don't. Like, I know that Trump's been talking about like seniors shouldn't have to pay taxes on their Social Security, and it's like, or whatever, you know, and that's basically talking about like, even though I'm not a senior technically, I'm on disability, which comes from my Social Security. I don't know. But I'm not doing YouTube with hope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I was ever to make some money at doing this, it would be cool, but I don't want it to be that reason. Like, no, I don't think we should either, but I was just saying, for me doing a channel, it's more about me trying to get a message out. Like, I want to be a positive influence if I can be. I want to be able to, like I said, I share in my struggle. You know, that I've had plenty of people comment back to me how they have certain things that they struggle with, or they also struggle with alcohol, or they've been seeking to find out more about their self, and they find a video of mine that I'm talking about something or sharing from a certain book that I shared, you know? So I'm going to end this. Ain't no point in having that up now. But yeah. So basically, I've even wondered if it ever got to the point where I've got enough watch hours and they're like, do you want to become a partner, you know, be a part of the partnership program? I've thought about that. I don't know if I would monetize the channel, because there is ways to make revenue off of having a channel without it being ads. Basically, I've thought about keeping it unmonetized through YouTube for the simple fact of I think I might be able to still have a little more freedom or something. I don't know. Like, when you start getting, like, I'd have to be more, I don't know. Of course, it wouldn't be bad to have monetized, and then whatever comes in from the channel, especially if it got bigger, you could put it right back into the channel and make it better and better. So that would be how I'd do it. Well, no, I mean, I'm saying I'm not making any money, so I don't care. I don't know if I would even go monetized, like through ad revenue, be honest. I don't even know if it'd ever get to that point, but if it does, I'll make that decision then. Because if I could generate some sort of income in different areas online, from streaming or whatever, and then let's say I was able to get it to the point where I didn't have to draw a disability anymore, that would be cool too. But I don't know, man. What are you talking about? If I ordered you $100, you wouldn't take it. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, why? If somebody sent me money, if they want to send me money, of course I'm going to take it, because I'm always just like, if somebody wants to send me something, I'm not going to turn it down, but I'm not like, you know. Now, sometimes I'll have like but that's on anybody. I don't know. Like I said, it just depends on if somebody was going to do something like that, they're going to do it, and it's their business. But I don't really care. I'm not sitting here asking for anything right now. Sometimes there has been times I have asked if somebody can help out, and people have helped me. But that's usually the only time that I'm thinking about that is when I really need something. I don't usually ask for, like, if I'm generally needing something like dog food or even food for myself, then I'm going to ask. If it's something that I don't necessarily need, then I'm not going to be like trying to, you know what I mean? But anyway, David got that dog food probably from when they went and volunteered yesterday, because it's a place that, you know, no, it ain't really all that pretty outside right now. It's kind of nasty. I'll go outside for a minute though. Hey, apparently you've watched me a few times and I didn't know you were there, because unless you're one of the accounts from someone else. Like I was talking about this yesterday, because I got a feeling that that might be what's happening. You don't have to answer this, and I don't really. I was talking about somebody yesterday that used to be on this channel and was actually a moderator, and they said they knew kind of the area I lived in. I'm not talking about the person from yesterday that told me that they lived in a place called Fort Payne that's near here. But that got me to thinking about the person. I'm just showing you, this is basically all the snow we had this morning is pretty much gone, except for, you know. Oh, hey, hold on a minute. I'm going to give these dogs some of this new dog food. Oh, they just came in. Hold on, guys. I'm going to get you some, I'm going to open up one of these bags here. Well, while you're, yeah, let her, I'm going to let Biddy eat what she's eating right now, and then, because there's some down there, so I'll let her eat on that first. And then I'll open up one, because they have been a little picky. Sorry about that. Hey, head buster. Okay. Anyway, hi, Mama. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't stay out there real long because it is a little cool. You asked what, I can go back outside, but, oh, I'm trying to remember if I've ever chatted with you or not, Headbuster, but I would think I'd remembered the name. And I wasn't saying that. What I was saying was there was someone last year that I had as a moderator, and Milo was in here yesterday that I was talking about, but I can't remember what they were called. And they had told me they had multiple accounts on YouTube to help build other people's channels. In other words, they were like, I'll subscribe to your channel from other accounts. And then I haven't heard from them since last year, so I don't even know if they are even active anymore. And so yesterday, all I was thinking was I thought maybe I was dealing with... Yes, I live here by myself. I have not been with anybody since a while. Sarah died in 2018, and that was the last person I was in a serious kind of a thing with. And then I haven't really been with nobody since. And then even in 2018, I had not been, like Sarah was in a different state at that time. Oh, it's just tap water in a bottle. But that bottle was an alkaline bottle from dollar store. Sometimes I'll buy the alkaline water. What do y'all, is one of y'all whining? Y'all want me to try out some of that new dog food? But yeah, anyway, all I'm saying is it doesn't really matter, and I don't know why it would matter. It just seems like I might be, and that if it was the case that somebody happens to have several accounts and they're actively participating in a chat or commenting on my videos or subscribe to my channel, then that's also kind of cool, because that means that somebody is trying to help boost me. You know what I mean? So I shouldn't worry about if I'm trying to see. Oh, it's all. I'll be sorry, man. I'm trying to get to the. Uh, I can see what's going on now, so I'll probably be getting off here in a second. You guys I guess you're having fun, so I'm gonna probably get off of here in a minute. Cause I don't do fentanyl or whatever. And I seen that comment, so that wasn't cool. That's just somebody trying to troll or something, so. Well, I mean, if I'm getting off, it's not because of anybody really. It wasn't because of that statement. I don't really care about that statement. The only reason I took that message down, and if that person's still here, they're welcome here. But if they were being serious, I have no judgment about it. And if they were not being serious, then I really don't. There was no reason to be saying that in the chat. In other words, that's why I hit it. I don't want to see that. Like, I hate that. Like, because if they were being serious, that, you know, that's to each their own. But the reason I was talking about it is because I have been on here for almost 2 hours. Well, we're over 2 hours now. And it ain't nothing wrong with that, but let me plug my phone up. At least you're being active in the chat with me, you know what I mean? Like, hold on a minute. I probably wouldn't do much of anything, but I might read a little, or I might get back on. I'd probably get on YouTube and watch some kind of do, you know, a bunch of stupid, do a little bit of surfing, like just scanning through and see if I find anything interesting to watch. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to plug in my charger. God dang it. Oh, okay. I'm having trouble here trying to get this set back up right. This is aggravating. Okay, there we go. Hey, I should have left it up because it wasn't anything offensive. It's just, before you came in, there was a lot of questioning about my drug use or history of it. I don't think person was wondering if I did drugs, and I was saying at one point I did a lot of drugs. I don't do a lot of drugs anymore. I do smoke green, and I struggle with alcohol. But when you said that in the chat, I didn't know if that was. I just didn't know if it was appropriate. You know what I mean? And I would rather err on the side of caution. And this, for your information, is metformin, because I take 2 of these a day, so this is my second dose here of metformin for. No, I'm good ways away from. I don't even remember. You have to have a good amount of watch time. How many hours is it? I looked at. I seen it the other day, and I forgot. I believe isn't it like? Is it is it 40? Is it 4,000 hours? I believe. I think that's what it is, isn't it? Like so. That's going to be based on how many views you get, the duration of the view. Like, did someone watch from the beginning to the end? Like, I don't know how it really works, but I'm just kind of learning. But Gerald, you're fine. Thanks for still being here. I wasn't meaning. I it just that comment came up, and I was trying to do something in there to make. I was trying to cut open a bag of the food for give that these dogs try. Well, no, it to be able to be monetized, they require a certain amount of watch hours, and it's a high number of hours. Like, you know what I mean? So the more views you have, but like if someone like if someone doesn't watch the entire video, then it's not going to count that whole video. You know what I mean? It's only it's going to only count how many minutes each person watched something. So like you know how sometimes you might go to a video and only watch. Let's say it's a 20-minute video. You're 5 minutes in and you don't watch the rest of it. Now, I wasn't going to get off here because of your statement. It was just I've already been on here for a little while, and I knew the battery was getting it. Well, it was at 60 something percent. But if I continue to live stream without plugging it up, at some point we might run into a problem where I don't want to let my battery get so low that even when I end the live stream, I have to keep it plugged up because I'm more than likely. So the question was from Headbuster. What would I do if I got off of here from streaming? And the basic thing would be probably not much of anything. I probably might. Well, I would. I guess the question would be I might start thinking about what I might eat here later for this evening. Not that I'm hungry right now. Like what I would. My battery lasts a good little while, but I'm real fickle about how low I let it get, and I know that can damage it sometimes. Like if you don't let it go down too low, like I don't ever let it get real low. But I'm on it a lot during the day because I make videos and I do streaming. I'm on here. Okay, so I've got another phone, but it don't have any minutes or anything on it. Like I can. This phone's plugged up now, so if you guys are here and chatting with me, dude, I'm gonna stay on here for a little while longer. I appreciate you being here. But I was trying to find it. Hold on a minute. I was trying to. I was thinking I had my glasses in here, but I don't see them right now. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. Hey, what I do with my glasses? Okay. They're in here somewhere. I just don't know where I put them. Okay. Let's see. They gotta be here somewhere. Goodness gracious. Give me a second, guys. Man, did I not have my glasses in here just a little bit ago? Oh, I see what you were saying about a phone. What are you whining about, girl? Huh? What's wrong? What's she whining about? Biddy, what's wrong? Girl, I didn't call you over here. Guys, I'm frustrated because I can't find my glasses, and for some reason I'm having a little trouble sometimes I want to make sure I can see the comments. Oh, I know where I put them. I'll let you. God dang it. Nah, she just standing here looking in the... I don't know why she's whining. She might want outside, but I don't think she should want outside. I remembered I put these glasses down when I went to get those. Are you wanting out, Biddy? Is that what you want? Okay, y'all want back out? And don't go raising hell or nothing. Oh, I just seen a dog. There's been a random, like, kind of stray dog that has showed back up, and they probably sensed it. It wasn't out too close to my trailer, but just the fact that it must have been moving around in the trailer park. It was over there by Betty's trailer when I opened the door now. I understand. That would be funny. Now, of course, I hadn't done no prank calling in for years, so I wouldn't. And then nowadays, everybody, I guess you can block the numbers. You have a way to block it, but it's kind of like, do you really want to do that, you know? I'm having the hardest time here, guys. No, it's not the hardest time. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking, I remember there was somebody I like, Junkman, that Junkman, I've seen him do something before where he called people. I can't know, like, and I've seen other people, like, I would have to think about, yeah, when I let him, well, see, my one dog was on the bed, and then the other dog was standing there at the door looking in and was making that whiny sound, and I don't know, because I just fed him. It wasn't until I opened the door that I realized. Well, I hope. It looks like we ran off. Did I run you off, Gerald? Oh, Gerald said they're making chicken fried steak. That was weird. He said I was a sweetheart. I didn't know how to take that there. I mean, I can take a compliment even from a guy, but sometimes, you know what I mean? I don't know what people are up to. Because I have had times when someone has reached out to me and it seemed to be something, a friend, like they want to be an actual person that wants to be a friend, but it turned into be something stupid, or they want something that is not going to happen. You know what I mean? Not that that's always the case. I'm just saying I'm always weary about that stuff, especially on X. Like you get these or like any social media, get the stupid fake accounts. They follow you, you follow back, and then they want to DM you, and you don't even know the damn people, and then within a few messages, you can tell I'm either talking to a bot or a fish. You know what I mean? Like a catfish. Someone's trying to either get information from me or catfish me long enough to get something. And that's just not fun. And so I guess, yeah, I really need to get me a box for these comic books. If you have any, I appreciate you asking me questions and stuff, though. See, I get nervous a little bit after a little while. Like the longer, like sometimes I get a little nervous just because I've been on here for a little while. I'm trying to get more comfortable with, because the more comfortable I'm with doing longer streams, eventually, the goal would be that there'd be more people coming and watching and chatting. What, me? What wear off? What, the pot or something? I wouldn't think I'm being aggressive. I know what aggressive is. I'm just being nervous, like no. I just sometimes it's my comfort zone, man. Like I feel like if I'm on here, like I just hope. Well, you're here. You're saying don't get off, stay on. So I guess that means you're enjoying at least interacting, and you're making jokes, and you're also being serious, and you're asking questions. Be honest with you, it's just sometimes, like I said, sometimes at a certain point, I just start getting nervous again. Like it's like weird. I want to make sure that I'm that I am doing something somewhat entertaining, or that we're keeping it flowing. Especially so if I keep going, and then if we're having a good moment, and other people pop in, they see something going on. Oh. The only thing I can figure is, well, it is from it's from where it's from addiction to alcohol. A lot of my nervousness sometimes, because this past week I did have a few days where I struggled a couple of days and drank and stuff, and there was like it's been only a few more. It's only been a few days since the last day that I did, and that was I'd had a good go at it, and then I started and I drank for a few days, and that just stirred it back up. So when I'm back on the first few days of not having a drink, I deal with a lot of like nervous energy, trying to figure out what to do with myself. And that, like I said, I've told people earlier, that's why I go live. You know what I mean? I go live because, like I said, I don't have anybody here to talk to. So yeah, you're right. I plugged the phone up. There's nothing wrong with stuff. Like, actually, I'm enjoying. This is like in the past few weeks, I've done some streams where it's went over 2 hours. What am I gonna do? Where am I going in life? What am I gonna do? Where am I going in life? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna say? And who would I say it to? You're not holding me. What I'm realizing in the moment is I should be grateful that there's somebody that is actually watching in the chat, even asking me to stay on. And so I'm being knowledgeable of that. And I want to stay on as much longer as I can possibly stay on before it gets to where I realize, hey, I need to just end it because I got a couple of things I got to do. A lot of times when I sense the timing's off, like I was thinking it was later than it is. It's only like 3:30 or something. So it's not that late. That's what threw me off is for some reason because I'm looking at through the window and I can see it to me, but it's cloud covered. So I was looking at the level of darkness and I was like, man, it's getting later. Like here in a little bit, I'm going to have to think about making something to eat and you know what I mean? All this other stuff. And it was like, no big deal. Well, I mean, I ain't asking of it, and I don't need it like today. If so I don't want to be like we don't want to. There's nothing I have to do right now. See, now you can get off of here, but I'm going to stay on because you asked me to, and I was going to stay on. And like, I was going to stay on, I'm staying on for a little while. And be honest, like, no matter how many times you say something, it doesn't make it true. So just because you think that I'm on something today, or that if I was to have some money, that the first thing I would do would be go to drink. It's been a few days. I haven't really thought about that. I wasn't thinking about a drink. I'm just fidgety because I'm nervous. I'm excited. Like I get nervous, and a lot of times I get nervous, especially when nobody's here. But I get nervous when I've been on a stream for a while. I deal with anxiety. That's sometimes why I smoke pot. But so there's nothing particular I have to do, other than if I wanted to end it, what I would do is probably start thinking about dinner and things like that, even though I might not be cooking just yet. Oh, uh, actually, I don't mind doing that. It doesn't matter to me. Jesus. Because, be honest with you, like, when I want to drink, I will drink. It doesn't matter if, you know what I mean? Like, nope. I've got 2 bottles of water in here, some apple juice. Oh, wait. You're looking at me. Never mind. Okay, I've got some spinach and a couple of these bottles of water here, some apple juice, and 2 frozen dinners here, some hamburger meat that I got frozen up here, pattied out into patties. And then I've got this was milk. Like sometimes when I get to wanting something sweet and I got milk, I'll pour it in a bowl and then sweeten it with some sweetener. But then of course, like the fridge looks bare, but I do have stuff. See, I got some macaroni and I got some popcorn for like snack stuff, and then a little bit of peanut butter. But a lot of this stuff I normally don't eat. But like when I don't have anything, and it's like You know what I mean? Like if I don't have a lot and I get a food box and it's close to the, if I'm still waiting on payday and it's like the last week of the month, I'm gonna eat whatever I got. You know what I mean? Like I ain't went through all this either yet. Well, some of this stuff I wasn't gonna keep because I definitely don't make cakes and I don't need them because I'm diabetic. So I take that stuff to like my neighbor. No, when I said Jesus, I was like, I was just saying Jesus because I had to get up off my bed. So that's really my trailer is pretty kind of. Oh, I got some apples up here. I was looking at what I do have. A few potatoes left. I did. I'm trying to get back into intermittent fasting, where like I don't really eat anything to at least about 12 o'clock at day. At least I don't eat my first meal to at least around midday. I was doing that for a while, and that was working pretty well. Well, this is fun. It's a fun experiment. Oh, Blackbird, good afternoon. Sorry, I didn't see you till just now. I don't know if you're still there. Blackbird. I'm trying to figure out. You'll have to forgive me if you're there and I didn't see you. No, I wasn't meaning Blackbird. I'm sorry if you didn't. I didn't see it right when you said it, and if you're not here, I apologize. But I'm gonna be on for a little while longer. Don't know how long. Headbuster has asked me to stay on, and there has been a few other people come in and out. And see, you can see that I'm calmer. I just had to get through that little bit of nervousness. I've never had a lot of usually the way it turns out is at some point it seems like most people have disappeared and there's nobody chatting with me anymore. And so I just end it. Or sometimes, you know, people actually tell me they're leaving and then I see that most everybody's busy. Like if we've been on for a while and everybody in the chat's like, hey guys, I got to go. And I get down to zero and I've been on here for another 5 minutes and somebody ain't here, I'm going to end it. But I just go through periods of nervousness. And it's like but even it's not just from drinking. I've just always had sometimes it's only because there was something this past week. Something was I don't know what it was. There was something that was bothering me in my head, and I couldn't pinpoint it. And I would wake up and really just didn't want to go through. You know, like I don't know what it was, but I kind of that's how I ended up dealing with things. And then so it took me a few days to bounce back into a better, more chipper place. And you know, like I said yesterday, I had to make a decision I didn't really want to make about the puppies and stuff, but it was my friend David that just dropped off the food said he was glad that I did make the decision because he knew that I've been dealing with some stuff. Like he knows that I have struggles with, you know, having my back, and he knows I've dealt with the mental problems. He knows that I've had a hard time with alcohol in my life and everything. You know, he knows a little bit about me. But he knew that I was that there was a lot going on here lately, and that you know, that I was having like trouble getting any good rest at night. I tell you the truth, just because you know, they were staying in the living room, or they were staying in here so I could keep them warm. It just was starting to get to the point where if I didn't get something figured out, it was going to probably lead me to having like I felt like I was on the edge of a breakdown. Like the night before last, which was the last night that the puppies were here and everything, I was very stressed out. And so yesterday I had to decide something, and I feel like a butthole for it. Okay, sorry guys. Plus, uh, the this month was the month that Sarah was born in. The girl I was talking about that died in 2018. Not that that makes it any excuse, there's if you have issues with things and you're trying not to do it, then you can find a multiple million reasons to do it, or you can choose to try to find the reasons not to. And uh, but that was another thing that had. I know that was another like I know sometimes when I'm having a harder time, all I have to do is look at what time of the year it is and stuff. There's certain periods of the year that nothing seems to be bothering me. I'm not having issues with wanting to escape reality and stuff. And then there's certain times that things hit me, and then when it passes, I look at it and I go, "Oh, it was the anniversary of Mom's murder," or "Oh, Sarah would have been 28, or whatever, 20." See, she turned 26 in 2018, died in March. So 2018, 20. What would she have been? Anyway, I'm not sitting here trying to do the math. And if you evidently you've watched some of with the channel for a while, I don't know, or if all you've ever seen is the live streams, I don't know, but if you have watched the video, you should know that I end all the videos with Grey Cloud Sage of the Eternal moment, over and out. Ditto, and ditto, ditto. Okay, then you know why you've obviously probably seen me explain why I say ditto, and that's in honor of Sarah, because Sarah and I, that's how we would, when we'd be in public, instead of saying I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you all the damn time, we had a special thing. All I had to say was ditto, and she could say ditto. So nowadays, and after she died, I was like, one day I'm gonna use this and I'm gonna honor this. It's gonna be memory of somebody that was dear to me. She was like a best friend, but she had been a romantic partner, but she was a best friend first and foremost. You know what I mean? Like, we weren't technically together at the time she died. She was about to come back to North Carolina and everything. But if you've watched, you should probably at some point might have caught a simple explanation, and if you didn't, there you go. You get what I'm saying? So that's how in this community, like if you've ever looked in the comments, you'll see a lot of the people they'll comment and they'll end their comment with ditto, and I usually say ditto back and all that kind of stuff, because we're saying we love each other. Like I love you guys. I love the community here. I love the people I'm meeting and making connections with. You know, and yeah, say it ain't that bad, but can you? I don't know if you can see. right. Well, I'm not trying to show my butt. I was going to see if I could see, you could see the scar. Oh, no, no, I actually teared up. I don't know how to fake cry, to be honest. I was right, like my mom, I've never been one to hide emotion a lot. Like I know how to hide emotion if I want to. Like I know how to put on a front if I need to. Like if I have to be somewhere and I'm not in the best place in my head, I know how to fake it. But when it comes to being genuine, I don't know how to fake being genuine. You know what I mean? Like I know when I see fake myself, like I know when I'm around someone and something just don't seem right. Cause I don't know, I just had a rush of emotion, man. Like what I was also thinking about is this morning I had a oh, but I had like, I don't know if you saw the incision, but there's a spot right there that sometimes I put a band-aid on it, sometimes I don't. I don't. There's not a lot of leakage right now, and he gave me those antibiotics yesterday, so it's starting to like kind of. But that's from the cyst that come up. So if you've watched any of my videos, I've probably, from time to time, I've mentioned when I have cysts come up. Actually, somebody was in the chat yesterday. Mila, she done left. I don't know. I guess we ran off everybody. Like Mila was talking about yesterday when I was on a live stream last year, and it was like later that evening. Those were some of the streams I was like drinking on and stuff. So I'd be like really buzzed. Like I wasn't drunk, but I'd be like buzzed. You know what I mean? Because I remember getting up and then that stuff squirted. Yeah. So it's not going to do that now. I was just going to see if you could see anyway. Oh. But somebody I hadn't seen here in a little while there is a moderator that has been coming through. Uh, Now I haven't seen them this week, but Bleed Blue, I haven't seen them in a little while. Uh, Maybe they've been busy though. A lot of times, since I've started going back live though, like they pop in if they are available. Then sometimes sometimes I think they're watching and just not saying anything, and they're just being here, being a moderator. But usually Bleed Blue always comes in and says something. Heck, it's almost. See, I'm getting excited though. Like you encouraging me to stay on here, and all I meant earlier about is no matter how many times you say that you think I'm, you know what I mean? Like I can't help what it appears to be like from your perspective. If I know where I'm at and I know what I haven't done today and I know what I don't want to do today, then that's all that really matters, is that I have to stay focused on, like if someone keeps saying that to me, it's not going to make it happen. It doesn't mean that that's what's happening. So, it's like I can't change someone's mind. I saw him before. Oh, Bleed Blue? Yeah. He he's big into like Ryan Upchurch's stuff. That's how well, I think he found my channel through Tomcat's World. Tomcat was around yesterday for a little while. Didn't I go? Yeah. But he didn't stay long. He was getting ready for doing a video last night, and I need to go watch him. Like that's, it's frustrating. Yeah, Ryan Upchurch, yeah. I like Ryan, and I like some country rap. I don't like it all or nothing, but I don't like a lot. I don't like all of everything. You know what I mean? Like, I like a lot of styles of music. I personally, I enjoy heavy music the most, preferably slow, heavy, like a doomy, like something I can, like it's more heavy in the way it feels than the way it sounds. Uh, but I also love bluegrass gospel, and I love, certain hip hop. Just depends. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I followed Ryan for. Well, I talked to Bleed Blue the last time. I think when Bleed Blue was in the chat the last time, this was probably about a week ago. We had brought up something was brought up, and we were discussing it because I was talking about. I remember following Ryan back, like when he was just doing stuff on Facebook, really, and he might have had a YouTube channel, but it wasn't really like it is, and he hadn't even put out like. I remember when the first album was being like when he was first putting out, like he was doing stuff, videos and stuff on Facebook and everything, and then of course he was writing music in the background, but skip forward a little while and then he put out an album and then you skip to now. Yeah, right, that's what I'm saying, like especially the ones that are coming after him, like these idiots that are all trying to like play some stupid you know what I mean? It's like they're not picking very good battle, but anyway. But like of course but like I like Ryan. Like I said, I followed him since I remember on Facebook. At one point, I was anyway. I won't talk about it, but I remember being up late nights. Right. And like the substances that he does, he's honest about what he does do, and it doesn't seem to interfere with what he is doing in his life. So some people need to check themselves, even if he is doing something. If you look at what he's doing, he's holding things together. It's not something that's so completely out of control that he's not taking care of his business. You know what I mean? Like they take something out of context of an interview of him talking about being on Adderall in the studio. Well, big freaking deal. You know? They are trying, in the way, it's almost like they're trying to make it like he's like he's a junkie, like he's lost it. Like, no, he's not shooting up heroin. No, he's not smoking a bowl of meth or anything. No, I don't know. He's always kept, and he's always kept kind of odd hours, whether he was on anything or not. And if, like, but Ryan has never not said it. Like, he's always been upfront about his pot use, and he has talked about talk about Adderall, and he's talked about tripping and doing things like that. But he don't make that the bulk of what he does, and that's yeah, Johnny Gobble. I was seeing something recently. I don't remember. It was It was an old stream that had been clipped. It might have been on Moses Heap's channel that does the Durkeyverse stuff. But I noticed going back because I just recently discovered him in the past few months. What was it I was talking about? Oh, he had clipped a live stream where Gobble was on the stream, and whoever he was on the stream with didn't realize that. Okay, it wasn't Moses Heap, but they didn't realize that his name wasn't Gobble. He was like, no, it's Goebel. Like he pronounced it the way it's supposed to be pronounced. And I laughed my ass. Like he was on the stream with other people. And I think, I don't know who it was, but the person was like, they called him Gobble. And he was like, no, man, my name's Goebel. Like he was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that. It's something that I just seen in the past week or like it's very vividly fresh in my brain. So I know I haven't been that long ago that I watched that. Yeah, because he was like he was acting like there was something going on between him and Adam had no fucking clue. Like, which I don't care. Like, that's cool. Yeah, I watch a lot of different stuff, because I'm into so many different things. But I follow several Creek Squad people. You know what I mean? I follow Ryan Upchurch, obviously. I think one of the channels that does is like his fans and stuff, but they clip a lot of stuff. Just Trey, I follow him. It's weird. I posted a Just Trey video to Gab the other day in a community group, and my friend just went on a tirade of why he don't like him. Yeah, it was on the Triple T channel, but I wasn't actually watching the Triple T channel. Whatever I caught was somebody like sharing it or snipping it. You know how people they clip other people's stuff, yeah. But it was funny. It was funny. Whether I like Adam Calhoun or not, or Gobble. And maybe I did see it on Triple T's channel, because I know I'm not subscribed to his channel, but it pops up occasionally. Who else is that I am I don't know. I like that. What's that guy's name? Captain Kirk or Kurt or something. I'm subscribed to him. I think that I'm getting it right. I watch him some, like his videos, and if he's sometime a stream, yeah. I like him. And there's somebody that's popping up in my streams now, or in my feed, that's new to me, but I haven't subscribed yet. But I've been catching them live, and I'm trying to remember Hicker. Is it Hicker or something? Anyway, I've watched enough of it that I'm just kind of like watching it and catching a feel for it before I subscribe. If I. What do you mean? Oh, well, when you came in, like, I guess at first maybe I was trying to figure out how to take what you were saying. I was trying to keep from being offended or defensive. You know what I mean? Like, I had nothing to hide. So I was trying to just figure out, uh, like the whole asking me about my drug use and stuff. I had no problem with that, but I was trying to figure out how to handle it and not react too bad. Like I could have took it a whole nother route. So I'm glad that everything's cool. Yeah, like oh, but see, as I was saying earlier on my second channel, which is pretty small, but that would be where. So if I ever get into like on my second channel is where I will focus eventually on talking about things that are pop culture related, which if you've already heard me talk about that, such as comic books, or I might talk about a movie, or I'm also wanting to discuss certain things in the news. No, I'm not uploading a lot over there, but I do keep up with it so that I'm growing the channel. But also, that is eventually where if I want to speak my mind about maybe some things that are going on in the Creek Squad or like with some of that stupid stuff, then that's where I might do some videos. If I feel like I want to put my 2 cents. But there's a lot of people doing that, so I don't see any reason. Like, I'm not trying to be no commentary channel, and I'm not trying to be a reaction channel. I'm just going to use Grey Cloud's thoughts as that'll be where I'll talk about things that are media based. You know what I mean? Like here on this channel, most of the time I talk about life and I share things that are inspirational and stuff like that. So the only thing is, there's a lot of people that I would like to help promote in certain fields that if I'm going to do that, I need to do it here because Greycloudyday has more subscribers. We're over 1,000. So, like, for instance, if I'm having, eventually when I get to, I wanted to have my friend Craig Sawyer on, who is an author, a comic book writer, and an author of a couple of books and short stories and stuff. His first book is being worked on and to be turned into a movie, a horror movie, of course. But I've always, ever since last year, if I ever get it moving enough where I can have a guest on it here and there. But I feel like I would do Craig a disservice if I did that on Grey Cloud's Thoughts right now, because the channel has very few subscribers. If I was going to have Craig on, I would do it on a stream on this channel to where hopefully it might get a few more eyeballs. You know what I mean? Like, eventually that channel will get to where when I'm trying to talk about somebody's work or whatever, but hey, thanks for that's cool that you called me Bubba. Like people do, like some people call me Unc, like that Gerald guy, and I wish Gerald had not. I hope he didn't leave, because some of these people, I don't know. Some people came in and left real quick, but you are still here, and you're the person that has been here the longest. But to me, that's probably the way you're supposed. For me, that's what I try to focus on, is that it shouldn't be about, okay, there's hardly anybody here. It should be, for me, I try to focus on, okay, I got a couple people watching, and who's active in the chat. If someone's actually interacting, then that's important, Now, I was thought I had to fart, but nothing came out. Oh, yeah. So, that is strange, and I don't know why I was thinking that. Yeah, like I do know that if I was blessed with, like, if someone blessed me today with anything, I more than likely would probably ask my neighbor Betty if she could run me somewhere and go like to a grocery store or something. I've got something I could make, but I would probably, if that would be what I would probably do, and I would try to see if I could get to somewhere and just get something that would be easy or already made. You know what I mean? But I like cooking myself. I enjoy cooking. Although I don't know. Probably all I'll do tonight, I might just throw out a couple hamburger patties and just make that. Is probably what I'll make. That, and then, like, I'm trying to think that spinach has been pretty good. I was putting it on a sandwich, but I think I'm gonna eat some more of that spinach later with whatever I eat. Like probably I might make a couple hamburger patties. And I say patties because I don't think I want to put them on bread or anything. I just eat them like they are. I'm trying to get back to. I need to get back to where I've cut down quite a bit on my carbs and stuff. Cause I've been utilizing a lot of macaroni and cheese here lately. You can make I can take two things of macaroni and cheese, throw a big good amount of ground beef in it, chop an onion up and everything, and make that a big old pot of something that'll I can eat on that day I make it and into the next day usually. But did I lose you there? That's pretty cool. This will be the longest stream I've ever done as far as uh, what I'm needing to do. And I don't know if you're still there. I'm going to keep talking for a minute because sometimes it'll show that you're not there, but you're actually there. I just heard my dog. Give me a second. Let me see if my dog wants in. I don't feel like unplugging the phone right this second. Oh. Oh. Hey, baby, baby. Hey, baby, baby. No, they don't have the same face. Girl, I love you. I love you, little big girl. Yeah, you did. Boy, you getting good at barking out there, ain't you? Let me know you're on the porch. Okay. Ah. Well, I'm thinking that we've lost a few people, or well, I'm thinking there's nobody here now. So here for a little longer, I will stay. We'll see, and then we'll go from there. But I may end this here soon. I hope I didn't. Just when everything was kind of looking good, like we were having a good conversation, everything kind of just ended. So, and that's totally fine because earlier I was nervous and going to end the stream anyway. But, go ahead and empty this. Oh. And it could be that I could stay on here for a minute. Somebody might have just took a break, but it seems like if you were communicating like that, you probably would have. I would think if you were talking to me like that on a regular back and forth, you would say, "Hey, I gotta go now." So I'm just gonna deal with whatever for a minute, and we're gonna see from there. But yeah. So I guess all I was saying was I was thinking in my mind what would because if someone thought that if they helped me out if I would they thought I might just go and spend it on alcohol today, that wouldn't be at all what I would do. And so for some reason it had entered my mind, what would I do? And I was like, after looking in my fridge, I would probably go see if I could get something that I don't have to put a lot of effort into. And it's already made. Or even if I had to cook it, it's something that's not frozen already. I guess I need to go put these up. I'm really not liking how I handle my comics. Huh. Okay. Huh. That is strange. Go through all of that to get me to stay on and then just disappear. I don't understand that. It's kind of weird. Drill me on whether I'm drinking or whether I'm driving. They me to stay on. I stay on it almost another hour. And you start talking and learning about me, and then all of a sudden you're gone. I don't understand. I don't understand. I really don't understand. I really don't understand. I really don't understand. Oh. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do here. Oh, God. Oh, it's getting chilly. Oh. I don't see anybody. Oh. Okay, guys. What was I about to do? Let's see. I'm going to do this, I think. Oh. No, I ain't getting it. This is, you're not going to eat spinach, girl. I don't think you're going to eat spinach. I just don't think you're going to. Let me see if anybody see anybody tuned in here. Oh, man. Oh. Ah. No. Hopefully this turns out to be pretty good there. Let's see here. Okay, so apparently, anyway, I appreciate everybody that did come by, especially Headbuster. That was cool. God darn it! I'm trying to eat. That crap. Anyway, so it's been a long, this is the longest stream I've ever done. I'm gonna end it here. I guess I was trying to stay on. Of course, Headbuster did get me to. I did stay on another hour, a little over an hour. Got through my nervousness. Uh, I just was surprised that everything was kind of going well here in chat, and then now all of a sudden I'm kind of. But that being said, it has been fun. And you all take care. Ditto.